Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dropped Frames. Zeke's still dancing. Dancing all night long.
Yep, getting that energy up.
Got to get it up. Wait,
Got a show to do.
God damn it. God damn it, Zeke. Why do you always make me say these things that are just going to be clipped and just taken out of context? And you're trying to ruin my fucking career, Zeke. I'm tired of it.
What?
I don't know.
Hey. Next time, maybe when you're doing the intro, like,
yeah,
maybe fix your windows or shut off the notification sound.
Well, here's
unprofessional.
Me and Zeke like to hold the show.
I won't stand for it.
Me and Zeke like to hold at least a little bit of professionalism when we're here. If we could,
well, it was a professional action with an unprofessional result because I was saving the show after dialing in Zeke's camera. So I was saving the presentation, but when you save the presentation, it makes the Windows noise for some reason. So it was good, and then it was bad. But it was good.
I think we can allow that.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
All right.
Okay, good.
All right, allow it.
Hashtag blame Zeke.
Yeah, blame Zeke. It's Zeke's fault.
Hashtag eat a dick, y'all.
That's not, you don't want to look up that hashtag. That's not safe.
No,
don't
you
go
really
to hashtag eat a dick. It's not, it's trending all the time for some reason.
Get it trending.
But you don't want to look at the hashtag eat a dick. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
There you go. Stephen X. Yep. Hashtag eat a dick, y'all.
Jesus. What episode are we on?
7432 I believe today.
Nice. Hey Zeke, that's a nice shirt. Where'd you get that from?
Ooh, isn't it nice? I just got it yesterday in the mail.
Now the important question is, does it fit well? Because I'm always like curious how it fits, how these like these smell, which is an odd thing. Yep. But dealing in the StarCraft 2 world, you got some odd smelling shirts. I'll just say that.
Well, and there's some people out there that like send shirts that smell like vinegar and ass.
Yes.
Like,
that's the pressing material. Like sometimes they don't wash it, or sometimes they use some weird pressing agents, and it smells real bad. Real bad.
Yeah, I think it depends on like where you actually get it from, because these are from the Yeti, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Every shirt I've gotten from the Yeti, not because they're like, the merch for this fucking show and stuff, but every shirt that I've gotten from the Yeti fits good, and it doesn't stink.
Good.
Like, there's been a couple of times that I've ordered from other companies, and I won't name any because I'm not sure which one is which, but they're pretty like prominent companies, and they stunk. Like smell like vinegar and ass, like he said. But this, like, it feels good. It actually smells like a combination of all of us, but very light though, very light. So let me ask you this: like a baby-ish smell.
That might be Co's smell. Yeah, I was about to ask, what are each of our smells? What do we smell like?
There's a little bit of like baby powder and milk for Co.
Okay.
For you, I'm getting like like cat, like indoor cat and brute.
Okay. Sure.
And for me, like a sock that you've only worn one day.
1 day old sock.
Not horrible, but definitely you can pick that smell out.
Yeah, that's some new Yeti technology. We actually sent in some of our DNA, and they just put the smells to the shirt. That's how it goes.
Yep. They just take it all, add it to some ambergris and way.
When I sent in my vial, I was definitely getting wisps of like desperation. So I'm glad that it came out that way.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I don't know. I think there's definitely some illicit drugs in woven in.
That's
smell. Sorry.
Oh, that's Co. Okay.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Well,
it's really tough when you're cooking this stuff. I mean, the fumes are everywhere.
Okay, so you went back to cooking. Okay, I was gonna say because it smells like a freshly burnt light bulb.
I mean, sometimes you just can't find your fave, you know?
Yeah. It's tough out there. Anyways, yeah, I don't know how you got your shirt before me, Zeke, but I'm pissed. All right. Mine better show up. You got it yesterday? Was it there when you got home?
Yeah.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten mine yet.
So it was here Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure.
That, or let's talk about the dumbest thing right now that I can think of at the moment. Mailboxes.
Kingdom Hearts?
Mailboxes are just so stupid. Just bring them to the front door so I don't have to go outside to my mailbox to get my mail. Just bring it to the front door. That's all you got to do. Everyone else walks to the front door. Why can't you just bring the mail to the front door? We need a door box is what we need. We need to change the system. You're not in agreement with me, Zeke.
You know what?
No.
Okay.
It's not that I'm not in agreement with you. It's the fact that I think, depending on your state law or city ordinance or whatever, but you don't have to have the mailbox on the street. Like my mailbox is right by my door.
What the fuck?
Mine is in my house with a sign on my door saying, to reach the mailbox must ring doorbell.
So you're just saying I need to go chop down my mailbox?
Yeah. Well, what's kind of funny is, okay, so first of all, the reason they don't do that obviously is because these guys deliver 10 houses a minute, and they have to do that. It's a super quick thing. But that brought up the very interesting idea. Like, what if the US postal system allowed you to opt in and pay more so the mailman would actually bring mail to your door, make it some obscene amount, like $50 a month? Because I know you'd pay that.
No, here's what you do. Yes, I would. But here's what you do.
I know you'd fork over cash so you didn't have to walk 10 feet, you fucking lazy bitch.
Here's the thing. The people that still send mail and don't, physical mail and don't use email, they should be the ones paying for this service because they're the only idiots that still use it. They'll make me pay for that shit. Send me a goddamn email. That's the future won't have email or won't have mailboxes. That's all I'm saying. And 30 years from now, the mailbox will not be there. It'll just be a bunch of Amazon drones just spinning up from a farm somewhere and just delivering shit. It'll be great. That's at least what I hope for.
If I can't use it,
eat it,
or put it in my body, then it has no reason to come physically to my house.
Exactly. Yeah. Send me a fucking email.
Good point.
What were we going to say, Zeke?
I was going to say, I sort of have a dog in this fight, but I don't anymore because my mom worked for the post office for, 25, 30 years or something.
Yeah.
But she's retired now, so I don't give a fuck. They still pay her. But let me just say, I worked at the post office for a little bit, and as an entry-level job, government-wise, it's a great job to have.
Yeah.
They take care of you with the benefits and a set amount that they have to pay you. It was nice. It was one of the better jobs to get, with no fucking discernible skills when I was a kid.
You know what?
Because all I did, seriously though, I understand when people go postal after having worked there. No, and this is one of the reasons why. It's because it is so it's like being a worker bee. There's a constant buzz. Everybody's doing one activity for 10 to 13 hours to sometimes 15, 16 hours a day. Because if you're the low hiree on the totem pole, they'll work you until you don't want to work, until you actually ask for days off. I would work
Wait.
This is no comparison. No, don't compare your job to mine.
Are we talking about streaming or working at the post office? What's happening here, Zeke?
You're your own boss when you're streaming, though.
That's true.
You can take time off. If you work yourself to death, that's your own fault.
Yeah, that's true.
But I work frequently 14 days in a row, get 1 day off, 14 days in a row, get 1 day off. And those were 10-hour days because I was what they call casual labor, meaning I was paid well for my age and what the job required of me, but I was still the lowest on the post office totem pole. So they would make sure that if someone needed, or during the holiday season when overtime was necessary to get shit done, they would tap you first. And I remember making boatloads of money, but having absolutely zero free time.
Makes sense.
And boatloads back then was drastically less than it is these days. Cause that was 50 years ago. Cause I'm old as fuck.
Yeah. 50, 60 years ago. It was so old that mailboxes were useful back then. Now they're not. Email exists. So technology is advanced.
I
This was before like CompuServe and what were the other ones like?
I don't know.
Netscape,
Netscape, AOL.
Netscape Mail,
Yeah.
AOL Messenger and shit.
Yeah. What were you gonna?
Skate Nap.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Co? Do you remember?
I don't even remember.
Okay, it
It's
doesn't
fine.
matter. Let's move on. It's a new week. We're 1 week away from Kingdom Hearts, which is really why we're here. We're just going to talk about Kingdom Hearts for another 3 hours, and Zeke's going to play Magic and tell us how he's faring. So
No. I can't believe it's so funny that you just said Kingdom Hearts because I got a message from my representatives. Like I don't know what to call them. My agency, whatever the fuck.
My agent. You can go full lingo.
Well, but that's the thing. I don't have one particular one. It's more like there's a few people that contact me saying like, what about this? What about this?
I see.
And
One of your agents.
Yeah.
just like 2 minutes ago, hey Zeke, you got any interest in Kingdom Hearts 3?
You should just say yes because not because you're interested, but because there's people out there who are dying to probably get some sort of sponsor stream for Kingdom Hearts, and you'll take it from them, and you'll just be like, this game sucks, but you should probably buy it for $60 right now if you want to click the link down below. You should do it.
I won't do it, man.
Okay.
I won't do it.
All right.
I can't throw my hat in the ring on something that I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to not necessarily not enjoy, because there's a good chance I would enjoy it, but like I haven't played any of the previous ones, so I would just get shit on by people coming in going like, this guy never played any other. Why the fuck is he doing sponsored stream?
Yeah, no, it would be a bad thing.
It's not worth that to me.
It'd be funny, but it would be a bad thing all around for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, let's run through some of the news because we did this last week when we didn't have much to talk about, and then we had stuff to talk about. Hey Zeke, did you know Slay the Spire's out 1.0 today? I think.
Oh, full release today.
Well, let me clarify.
Well,
There is an official launch trailer for Slay the Spire. I don't know if within said launch trailer there's a release date or if it's already out or what, but the launch trailer is out there. And it probably has, we can just watch it. Here's the launch trailer, Zeke.
Okay.
Any of this, you tell me if any of this is new, because I haven't played this game since it first came out. Code, did you ever play this?
Yet.
This might be Co's new addiction when he gets through everything else that's coming out soon. You don't need a new addiction. Yeah.
Dude, I'm literally down to the hour for Kingdom Hearts 3 at this point.
I know you are.
Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing new there. That fucking bitch. I hate that bitch.
That character?
The snake lady. She calls up these minions and they're just terrible. This is one of the bosses you want to get.
Whoa, Northern Lion made the video.
The donut cube boss. You want to get that one if you have a choice of the last boss to get to face.
Wow, they put a bunch of like streamers in the video just then. Anyway.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, this game traveled a lot on word of mouth and people streaming it. Like it's gained some traction, like a lot of traction just from that.
Yeah, available now. So I guess 1.0 is out.
It's, I mean, this is not a great signifier of actually how many hours I have in it, because this is one of those games that I put on and I leave on and I come back and stuff like that. So I'm going to say probably at least 100 hours of this is just me leaving it on. Probably even a little bit more, maybe 150. But even if it's 150 hours that I've left it on in the background or left it on overnight or something, it's 935 hours.
Jesus.
In this game. Yeah. It's just easy to do. It's easy to put that much time into it because it's turn-based. You can be in the middle of Jesus Christ. You can be in the middle of a match and leave it and come back and finish the match. Like you come back 3 days later and finish the match. You'll just save your spot. So a lot of time leaving it on, but honestly, it's like the time waster that I've done for, I don't do it during Drop Frames or never did.
Right.
Or Court of Swords or anything like that. I've never done
that
while playing that while that's happening, but I could see how people could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, if they were on
Yeah.
drop frames or quarter swords, they could do that. I agree. It'd be possible. It'd be possible.
Yeah, but like, congratulations! It's a fucking fun, great game. Cool, like deck building. It remains challenging. Like, I have one challenge left to do, as far as like what the core game is now. I have one ascension level, ascension level 15, or excuse me, ascension level 20, I believe, on the defect. Is that the name of the third character? I can't remember the name.
I have no idea.
There's the robot, the poison, and the barbarian. Like, those are like what I remember them as.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've like one ascension level, and I still haven't done. There's this new like like, you collect these 3 pieces of like shards or whatever, and then you open the door at the end. Then you have to do like a boss rush fight thing. And I haven't completed that yet, but I guess there are a couple things in.
All right. Well, it's out now. You can go play it. And one of my favorite.
Fully recommended though. It's great.
Yeah. I would say so with 900 hours played. One of my favorite things to do is shit on Atlas. So here we go again. This past week, did you guys see, Zeke, you probably didn't see this, but over the weekend, I think, cheaters were spawning World War II tanks and like bombers within this pirate world.
Dude,
just
okay,
on top of
so-
Burke.
Yeah, I was actually in Burke's stream when this happened, because it happened right before my stream on one of the mornings. So basically,
What?
Burke and like 3 other ships, they cornered this guy that had been messing with them in a galleon in this little cove of this area, and they were literally like, it was basically like a blockade. So this galleon could not get out, and they were just waiting for him to move. So like probably 20-30 minutes goes by, and they're just kind of like taking shots at each other, nothing really happening. And then all of a sudden, the galleon drops all of its sails and starts going at full speed. So Burke and crew are like, oh, let's go get him. He's going. Dude, I kid you not. Like, there's the first one. These giant whales then start raining down all over the place. And look at the ship in the top center, right up here. That's the enemy ship. I don't think they know where to spawn whales, because you'll see in just a second that one of these giant things drops right in front of them, and then they hit it. So basically, like, he starts looking around later, and there's just whales everywhere. And apparently, like, these guys were known hackers on the server.
Oh God.
They got access to an admin account somehow, and just went crazy with it. And that's essentially what happened. So, and then they had to take the servers down and roll them back, and it was just like this huge mess.
Yeah,
Huge.
they took down all the servers, not just like
Yep.
like the entire game of Atlas went down.
They had to.
Yeah, because it was ruining servers, obviously, when you could just.
Well, and
spawn
apparently the
stuff.
stuff they were spawning in was persistent. So
Oh,
it's not
God.
like they disappear after a little bit. Like, they were actually spawning in entities that then the server had to track and do all this stuff on. So
This is my favorite right here. Just the World War II bomber coming in out of nowhere on Burke's stream, and he's just like, "What?"
What the fuck?
dude, there were tanks.
Yeah.
There were like all sorts of. Some dude was rolling around one of the lawless islands in a tank, and the gun actually worked.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah, it was
Jesus.
hilarious.
Are those assets from Ark? Like,
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Like, they could have been just test assets or default assets. They could have bought them off a store, like an asset store, like we talked about last week. Like, now granted, they were apparently working, so maybe it was like a modding thing or something. So
Yeah.
oh,
but who knows?
okay.
It's- yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay.
No,
apparently,
I-
it's an asset from the dev kit. There we go. Yeah,
Okay.
nice. Thank you, chat.
So ridiculous.
I would have loved it if it turned out to be like part of the game, and it was like a lost kind of like an wrong thing in the wrong time or wrong period, like place or whatever.
Yeah,
And you kind of like, you have to like unravel that mystery.
you stumble
I mean,
upon it or something. Yeah,
Yeah, that would be very meta and probably a little bit too like,
be a little game breaking, but
yeah, a little bit. But the part of me wants to go like, man, that'd be cool. It's like we never left the island the whole time or whatever, you know, like that, like
yeah,
Stanley Parable, like fucking twist around. Like, that'd be great. I would like that. But
it's
What year is it?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. What else do we have news-wise? Oh, I thought this was interesting. Netflix last week, I think in an earnings or like financial call, stated, now keep in mind this is Netflix, stated that we compete and lose to Fortnite more than HBO.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was a good comment. The fact that companies are starting to realize that they're competing for your time, not for other companies. So
Smart of them to actually, like, this is early for them to be thinking that way, and that's a really smart way to be thinking.
yeah.
Yep.
There was also another, on the topic of Fortnite, it topped Super Data's 2018 chart with 2.4 billion digital revenue in 2018. I don't think that's free to play games by revenue for 20 according. Yeah, so it was 2.4. The number 2 was Dungeon Fighter Online, which is I think probably a Korean game. It says Nexon, so that's usually a South Korean company. But they're at 1.5, so they're a little bit further ahead. Keep in mind, I don't think that this factors in phone stuff, or maybe it does because Clash Royale's 10, so maybe that is phone games also in here.
Do you have something running, AP, in the background?
As in a computer, or
No, as in like something playing, like a video or something playing.
not to my knowledge, no.
I can hear it coming through when you're talking.
I don't know.
It's probably just me though.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I'll live with it.
I'll keep
don't hear
an eye
anything.
out. I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, I don't think that there's any audio coming from that PC, but I will let you know if there is, so you don't think you're crazy, or will I? I don't know. Anyways,
I don't know.
what else is out here? Nintendo said that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate generated 5 million in sales in the first week, so that's not really a big surprise at all. Of course it did. It might have been this, Zeke. This might have been auto-playing because this premiered last Friday or Thursday. I don't know if you guys checked it out at all. It's the Mortal Kombat 11 shit. Did you see this?
That'd be what it is.
Okay.
Sorry.
There you go.
But no, I
problem.
haven't seen any of it because I really don't.
You're not a Mortal
care
Kombat
about
person? I think it's cool enough to watch the fact that they really know how to just murder people. They know how to just take a corpse and mutilate the fuck out of it after 11 games.
Well, that's basically all they do. There's several people who get hired on the Mortal Kombat team to just come up with brutal ways of mutilating and killing people. Like, I would love to have that job and have a business card that just said like murderologist or something like that. like it just says like Mortal Kombat murderologist, meaning like that's all I do is come up with ways to kill like animated sprites. Like it's fucking, that's my job. It's pretty great.
Yeah. I mean, that person just got sawed in half. There's one, he just tore off his face, which I think is super crazy.
That one gets a lot worse.
The one where that's the one where he eats the brain, right? Baraka eats the brain? Yeah. He like stabs through his fucking head with his spiky hand, pulls out his brain, and then just takes a bite of it. So, yeah.
Every time I see a new fatality, though, man, it takes me back to the day. Like, do you guys remember any of your personal game-changing or paradigm-shifting moments in your life where something in your brain like got switched on or opened your eyes to something like that you didn't know could exist or did exist?
Yeah.
First time I watched Mortal Kombat, like first time I watched Sub-Zero grab Scorpion by the throat and rip his fucking head off with the spine attached and then show it to the screen. The first time I saw that, like something switched on in my brain and went, video games can do anything. Like I didn't think they could. I was like, nah.
That was like Mortal Kombat.
They'll never show that shit.
Yeah, I think that was Mortal Kombat 2, if I recall.
No, that was the very first one.
That was the very first one?
one?
Yep. The first fatalities were Mortal Kombat ripping the head, the skull and the burn from Scorpion, Kano ripping out the heart, Raiden. I think Raiden would zap you until your head exploded.
Yeah, he would like. I remember
off.
the smoke stuff coming off the bodies and the head popped. Yeah.
Yep. Sonya's. I don't think Sonya's was very good. I think it was. Didn't she just like do that Scorpion kick and then just slam you or something?
I forget. Didn't Johnny Cage was the nut punch, right?
Oh, the kiss of death. That's right.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. I remember now. Okay. And Johnny Cage
He did the nut
would
punch.
he did the nut punch, but that wasn't his fatality.
Oh.
His fatality was just a kick to the chest, I think, right?
Oh, and it just exploded.
I don't know if it even exploded. Oh, he did the head uppercut. That's right.
Did he
I'm
catch
remembering
the
the fatalities from like the Super NES. Like they're bad. They're stupid. They're awful. But yeah, he did the uppercut and your head like came flying off. God, like that was a paradigm shift for me when I first saw Mortal Kombat. It like I credit it to opening my eyes to the fact that like fucking video games are for adults as well.
Yeah. I remember going into the arcade for, I think, MK2. Is that when, was it Mortal Kombat 2? I think Mortal Kombat 1 did this as well, but 2 was the one that like politicians got involved, right? That started that whole thing. Was that the second one?
I don't remember.
I don't know if it was the second one. I think the first one probably did its job pretty fucking
It might have
well.
been the first one. I just remember.
Was it? People are saying yes, it was the second one.
Okay. I remember specifically going into, we were on vacation, my brother and my family, and we were at, what's the dam outside of Las Vegas? Starts with an H. Hoover Dam. We were going to Hoover Dam, and we decided to stay at a Best Western that night. And at said Best Western, they told us that they had an arcade. And me and my brother were like, oh, I wonder if they have Mortal Kombat 2. We went to the arcade, and it was the only place in this town, I don't know what fucking town it was, that had a Mortal Kombat 2 arcade machine. So there was just like a horde of people standing around this machine, just watching some guy do all the fatalities and just like shrieking every time someone's head got popped off. And I was like, this is fucking insane. Like, what is going on here? And my parents actually never found out that that's what we went and watched. Because later on, they were like, have you guys played this Mortal Kombat game? And we're like, no, of course not. Why would we play that game? We don't, there's no way. So yeah, I would say that's a paradigm shift for me as well. See, it opened my eyes up for sure.
Did you guys have Aladdin's Castle?
The arcade?
Yeah.
No, not in San Antonio.
Okay. It was it was an arcade chain, I believe, and then I think it became Tilt after that. But it's just an arcade chain, basically, Aladdin's Castle. And Aladdin's Castle was the best representation of an arcade, like what an arcade like reminds you of. It was like the decor was like a cave. Like you were in Aladdin's castle, but it was like stone walls and dank, and it was dark, and it smelled awful, and it wasn't well lit. And all of the games that you'd want were there. All the adult games were there. Like you could play Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. You could play Tapper, the fucking beer serving game. Like you could play like Aliens and all this kind of shit. And I remember they were going out of business. And one of my favorite times was like the month they were going out of business. That I think it was Friday or Saturday night, you could go after the mall closed at 9 p.m. You could be in the mall after it closed. You pay $5 at like it was like a $5 entry fee. It was like, it felt so adult because it felt like you're paying to get into a bar. You pay $5, free play all night. It was fucking astounding. They would open the door and do the click the little thing, like click, 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 click. How many credits you need? Click, 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 click. There you go. I beat like so many fucking games. I beat The Simpsons. I beat Gauntlet. I beat fucking Alien. I beat like so many games just
awesome.
From that. And it was like a month in heaven for my like 13-year-old self.
Yeah.
It was great.
No, that's when arcade games were good and not just like fucking money. Well, they were also money grabbers, but it didn't matter because you were getting them for free. So yeah, that sounds good, man. That sounds like a good month for sure.
Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm old. We have to reminisce when we're old. When we start getting old, like we remember the good old days.
Yeah, the good old days.
Dude, we had Tilts in my town.
Oh, that was the
Tilt.
arcade?
Yep.
Tilts.
That was our arcade.
Was it a
And they
pinball
used to have,
place?
What's up?
Was it it's Tilt like the pinball thing? Is that where?
Well, I mean, probably, but they were just giant arcades.
Okay.
And like what was really cool about the ones in my area is they would have like actual structured giant tournaments. So you would go to your local tilt. Like I'll never forget the first week that they released X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Oh,
and
God.
and they had these giant, like there were literally, it looked like you'd walk into the mall, the food court, and the tilt would be right there. Normally you could look inside and you'd see like, you know, maybe 20, 30 people in front of games. You'd walk into the food court on these days and there would just be like, it would be so stuffed that there would be this semicircle of people like on the outside, everyone just kind of looking in, trying to see the guy. They put the two competing cabinets right in the front facing the food court. So there'd just be like this hundreds of people in a semicircle watching these guys in these tournaments, big boards and like guys on stools with the big things yelling out who's winning. It was so cool, man. It was so cool.
Jesus.
And that lasted like 2 months. And then they went out of business.
Yeah. First taste of like anything esport wise for me was those kind of like those DDR tournaments and the Street Fighter tournaments and shit like that. They would have them right front and center, like the newest fucking machine right there. Everybody crowded around watching the kid who just knows every step of that DDR shit and just like no expression on the face. Just
Yep. So
that's when you know they're good. When they're clearly not having fun. That's when you know they're good.
I think
it's just like it's mechanical structure at that point.
I think
that's
I've told
all
this
they have
story.
room in their mind is the next step. No enjoyment. No, nothing else. Just the next step.
I believe I've told this story, but I'm not 100% certain. My brother worked at a GameStop when I was in high school, or GameSpot. No. What was the GameWorks, which was like a national chain arcade. And
Beercade, right?
I think that's eventually what they
Or Barcade.
Yeah, they were eventually became that. But anyways, because he was an employee there, family members got like an infinity card. So you would just be able to, you know, play however many games you wanted any given night. So on Fridays after school, I would go to GameWorks and they had a DDR machine there. And so I would play from like 3:30 till close, which was like 2 a.m. And so I always, like I got pretty good at DDR. Like I could do all the 6-step, 7-step songs. So I was like, I'm going to go to a tournament. I'm going to see how I do at a tournament. So I showed up at a tournament and it was a freestyle competition. So I was basically going up against a fucking lot of b-boys who were actually good at breakdancing, whereas I was just good at the game. So like the first thing, I walk up and see this guy fucking doing like handstands and like flipping between the thing on the back and like sliding his legs through in the middle of like a 4 or 5-step song. And I just left. So I didn't even, because here I have like a 6-foot fucking giant. And at the time I played so much DDR that I was like 210, 215, but I couldn't fucking like handstand or flip. There was no chance. So I just ended up leaving the fucking tournament. But
well, you were definitely, I imagine you were function over form for sure.
Yeah. I was able to do like doubles and play like both sides of the machine and do all that. Like I owned a metal DDR pad that cost like a couple $100 after my brother lost his job there because I want to keep playing. But
yo, respect.
Yeah, I was never good at the freestyle bullshit.
Now, just out of curiosity, and this is not like me trying to shit on you because I have no room to shit on you, but like, were you like in like athletic shape?
Yes. Oh yeah.
When you were doing that shit?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I played like sophomore to senior year, basically every Friday. So I think ultimately I lost like 60 pounds when I was playing over the course of those like 2 or 3 years. Which is why like you can't buy DDR metal pads anymore. They don't make them. And the one that I had is lost. It's in a fucking attic or storage thing somewhere, and we can't seem to find it. So,
yeah, and we know from experience the dance mat that they have now for DDR is utter bullshit. If you watch the PJ Sultan,
yes, it's fucking trash.
He was in the finals and he knew how to do it, but that fucking pad is just trash. It's garbage.
Yeah, the plastic pads fucking slide around. It's all they suck. They suck. But yeah, DDR, man, that's it's a good time. It's a good time.
Dude, I'd love to see you go ham on DDR.
I want to stream it. Like I have the room for it. I would. Trihex has a metal pad, and I always watch him stream because they alternate him and his girlfriend.
Can't you just get the entire cabinet?
Yeah, but it's like, do you want to spend $4,000 on an entire cabinet and have like a?
Also,
Is it
those
that
things
much
are
still?
Yeah, they're
like,
huge.
they're very big.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Oh, they're huge. I've been to your fucking place, dude. You could find a spot for it. I'm guessing.
Yeah, but where am I gonna? Yeah, I'd have to like take that.
Once it's in though, that's it. Like that whole area becomes DDR area permanently.
Yeah.
Like you can't really hide a DDR machine.
It's true. Yeah. Also, Zeke, I'm not sure in co. I'm not sure if you know this. DJ Wheat actually was a competitive DDR. He like actually participated in tournaments and did very well. So,
But he looks like he would though. He looks like
Like,
looks like one of those D bags. Like he looks like the bad guy in a fucking 80s movie. He comes strolling in with his fucking perfect hair, and they'd be like, "Oh shit, it's DJ Wheat." And you look at him, and he'd like have the fucking he'd have these fucking sunglasses on. He'd come strolling in and be like, look you up and down, and be like,
oh god,
"Why don't you come back next time, wastoid?" And then he'd fucking like fucking leave. He'd just leave you there like with your low score. Just him crushing you. Like the animation on the DDR pad would be like him like farting like right in your face. Like, and then you'd have a montage, and then you beat him in the final scene.
Yep. Yeah, that's probably how it would go. Someone tweeted or someone linked this in chat, so I'll show it. Here's Wheat, first place 2004 DDR Freestyle Midwest champion, wearing his fucking one piece. Looks like the one piece hat.
Wait a minute.
So
I was wrong. He was the wastoid.
he was the wastoid. Yeah,
He was the one who had to do the montage.
makes sense. We get it now. We understand. We cracked that case. So yeah. Anyways, DDR took a trip down memory lane. What else is going on that's new? Here we can talk about this actually, because you played it earlier. Pillars of Eternity launched a turn. What the fuck is going on with this, Because
okay,
A turn-based something?
no,
Yeah.
turn-based. This is pretty awesome. So basically, Pillars of Eternity 2 came out last year. Had a whole bunch of issues, but Obsidian buckled down and fixed pretty much all of them. Then released some DLCs and everything was good. But the entire time that PoE 2 was out, it kept getting compared to Divinity Original Sin 2 over and over and over. And that would then, of course, bring up the glaring difference between them, real-time with pause versus turn-based. So what Obsidian has been doing kind of in secret over the last about 6 months, from what I understand, is they have been putting in an entire turn-based mode into Pillars of Eternity 2. It is you can't flip back and forth. You have to start a new game, but it basically changes the entire game to be a turn-based, pretty much just like DOS 2 combat experience.
That
It works
is peeling
well.
like the right banana there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was pretty concerned because, to be honest, like designing systems that are real time and turn based are totally different. Like it's not as easy as just like, oh, just assign 1 second to everything and then do the math. It like entire abilities and skills and the way mechanics work can drastically change between real time and turn based. So when I first heard about this, I was definitely a little skeptical. And then when I was going to play it today, I was legit a little concerned. I was like, I bet this is going to be pretty sloppy. Like I can't imagine this being like rock solid. But sure enough, man, everything worked well. You know, they have all the UI elements they need. There's initiative checks. You get to check into the future and see like the turn status and everything. There's a movement and action pool. You can set it so turns moved when actions are spent. And all of the systems in the game have been converted to the turn-based infrastructure as well.
Jesus.
So they even changed like the skill trees to show you with little icons, like how the skills function in a turn-based atmosphere. It's really cool. It's really well done.
Now,
How do you get this? Like, is it an add-on or is it like a DLC or what? Like,
Starting tomorrow, when they release the next major patch, everyone who owns the game will have access to turn-based if they start a new game.
wow. So completely free. That's
Completely free. You don't even need to own the DLC, from what I understand.
Let me ask you this, because I think this will say a lot and have weight to it. You've stated that you want to replay PoE 2, right? With all
Yeah.
the changes and stuff. Is it the mode that you will play for the replay?
I have already started my Pillars of Eternity 2 run. I'm about 5 to 8 hours in.
Okay.
So in the interest of time, I probably will keep it real time. Also, it's important to mention that I am very public about the fact that I like both the systems the same. Like I real time with pause and turn based. I'm much more about the game, the story, the characters, and the progression. Like the combat system is kind of like down the totem pole for me.
Right.
That being said, if I had not started a new game in the last few months, I really don't know. It's the kind of thing where I'd probably put it up to a vote to my community because it felt really good today. It felt really good. So I don't know, man. It's the kind of thing where it's like if it's apples and oranges, but you absolutely love apples and oranges. So it's kind of like I'm happy with either. You know? Like they're both great, just different. But yeah, and honestly, that my biggest concern was that I wasn't going to feel that way. I thought it was going to be like maybe there were weird nuance issues with with the turn based, or maybe it wasn't going to be fast enough, or like I was really concerned it just wouldn't feel right because the whole game was designed around real time. But now that I've spent an hour with it and done a lot of combat, yeah, it's great. You can speed up the animations, which is awesome. You can either set it to end turn manually, or every time a character's like done something, it'll just auto end their turn. It's really easy to know who is what. Like if you look in the top right of the screen down there, that's the big list that shows you your team and the enemy team, and you can just hover over those, and it will highlight and show you exactly where that person is, like what their initiative is in that round and everything. So it's great. I mean, I got to admit, I was the only thing I would change about it is if you look in the very bottom center where it says end turn.
Yeah.
The action and movement bars are the two little teensy tiny bars above the end turn button.
Oh, okay.
Only thing I would change is if they made both of those just like they're an own entire line that took the entire top part of the bottom UI component. It's a little bit hard to see. But that being said, obviously, if you've not spent the action, that player can go. And then if you do like put your cursor on the map and draw around, like it'll draw the path to where you go with white and red dots, kind of like in DOS. So you can tell exactly, how far you can move and everything. It's a small thing, but that's really the only thing I'd change. Like everything else felt good.
Man,
everything else was great.
That's appealing.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's really cool.
I don't have to buy like the deluxe edition or anything. I can just buy the standard edition.
It's going in a base patch.
Base patch.
It's going in a base patch. So if you own the base product, like you can get this mode. Also, I got to admit, like I can only imagine the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours that went into converting the entire game to turn-based. The fact that they're giving it away for free is kind of crazy. Like, I would have at least expected like a $2 or $3 DLC or something, right? At least recoup some of that time back.
Right.
But I mean, it goes to show you, I guess they're confident enough that the turn-based system is good enough that it's going to bring in players that normally would have skipped it. And on that note, something that really surprised me, I've put up a couple tweets where I've said that I was going to be doing this, and I put up a tweet when I was done as well. I was pretty surprised by the amount of responses from people that are like, oh, maybe I'll try this game now. Or, oh, that was the one thing holding me back was the real time. Like apparently a lot of folks wanted turn-based combat in this. So here it is.
Yeah, they delivered.
I'm just surprised that they haven't done this previously with games like Baldur's Gate or, other games that are of the fucking CRPG, RPG. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no, CRPG. You're absolutely right. That's exactly
CRPG.
Right.
I get those two mixed up all the time, but like I'm surprised. Have they done that? Like changed the way to play the game? Because this is fucking genius, and it will make me actually want to play the game because I love turn-based for many reasons. One, I don't have very quick reaction time, and the real-time stuff, like I get fucked up and nervous, and I make way more mistakes, and I get frustrated, and then I stop playing. But also talking to chat, turn-based stuff allows me to like stream it and talk to chat and like not have to worry about like being in the middle of a fight that lasts forever and not paying attention and interacting with my chat.
Yeah.
That part today was so nice. Like I felt like I was playing DOS 2 again, where at any point I could just stop what I was doing and answer a question or acknowledge some donations or subs. Like that was a feeling I definitely did not get when I played this the first time. Granted, you can just pause it whenever you want, which is kind of nice, but it's really not the same. because you can kind of let things play out a little bit as well, which was kind of nice. But to go back to your other question though, it's because it's insanely difficult. Like it's really, really tough to take like an existing combat system where everything in the game is built around real time with pause, and then just turn it into a turn-based system. It's almost like recreating an entire portion of your game from the ground up. Because then you have to keep in mind, every item needs to be balanced. Every mechanic needs to be balanced around the new turn-based. Everything needs to jive with a completely, in some ways, opposing way to play the game. So the reason it's not done frequently is because it's really difficult.
Can you turn off specific voices?
Can you turn off specific voices?
You just don't choose that character if you don't want to hear Mercer. Granted, that's like half the cast, so you're kind of screwed.
I was gonna say, like I heard like there's half the cast is that goddamn Matt Mercer, and I just, man. So I wish I wouldn't have played Persona 5 like for so many hours, because it really made me not want to hear his voice ever again.
What was I playing yesterday? I watched a trailer for something or played a game, and we spawned and coined a new term on yesterday's stream. They were trying to say the word immersion, but for some reason they forgot that there's an I in front of that, so they just said immersion. And so now, anytime that Matt Mercer is in a game voicing more characters, it's Matt Mersion.
Matt Mersion, like Murica.
Yeah. So it's Matt Mersion.
Nice.
Yeah.
For anybody who is wondering out there why I shit on Matt so much, it's there's absolutely no reason for it. I love the guy. He's a super sweetheart. He's been on the show. I've met him a couple times. I'm just shitting on him because I think it's funny, and a lot of people
because he's too perfect.
A little bit.
What he does? He stands up for everybody. Everybody is his friend, and he's gorgeous.
Have you,
dude? Man. I'm punching up. That's what in comedy terms called punching up.
I don't want to focus too much on Matt and how he's an asshole, but that guy got a beard. Jesus, he actually is Jesus now. He just walks around. He's like, "Yes, I will grant you a miracle and turn that water into wine." And then he does it, and you're just like, "You fucking asshole!" Like, God damn you, Matt. God damn you.
So what I want you to do is, anytime you have a chance to see him, just go up and ask him what time it is. Hey, Matt, what time is it? Hey, Matt, what time is it? Every single time. Just say it over and over again.
Why is that?
Because he hates it.
Oh.
It's like,
I'm sorry. My brain wasn't firing at all. That just went straight through one ear hole and out the other. Now I understand.
I love that momentary, like, why would you do that?
Yeah, I was like, all right, there must be an inside joke here that I don't get.
When he was on the fucking show, that's like he mentioned that, and it took me a second as well to go like, why is he sick of people asking him what time it is? Oh, right.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, and then get ready for what is it, Judge Eyes or Judgment? Like apparently he's in the NA version of that too.
Oh God,
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Anyways, you were describing the combat, and I was watching it play out here on your VOD. I think I played this game as if it was turn-based when I played it, because I would, set up all the abilities, unpause, let those abilities go off, pause, set up all those abilities. Yep. Like, to me, that I feel like that's a no-brainer to play in this way. But that's because that's how I prefer to play CRPGs.
Well, and the very important thing to mention there, though, JP, is even though that feels like turn-based, everyone is still acting at the same time.
Right.
So the big benefit for turn-based is that you get that individual attention. So like when you come up against 5 guys and you can see they're all going to charge at you, you get a second to be like, okay, which one's going to go first? Where do I want to move my party? How do I want, and you just never get that in real time because everything happens in tandem. So yeah, like, oh man, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Difficult.
And it's funny because I asked that question. Now I'm wondering like, well, I've only played like 5 or 8 hours. I could restart that pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean that's not that. That's a stream, right? That's a stream.
Yeah, pretty much a stream. Yeah.
Difficulty wise, do you feel like it's finely tuned? Do you know if they messed with the difficulty at all for the turn-based mode, or is it just as hard as ever on the hardest?
As far as I understand, I'm not 100% sure on this. I don't think there were any difficulty adjustments.
Okay.
But to be fair, the hardest difficulty with level scaling up ever since they did the balancing stuff has apparently gotten like really, really difficult.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't think they wanted to like make it too much harder or anything.
Cool.
That's what we're playing. My new playthrough is on hardest with the difficulty up, and like fights at the beginning of the game are like every fight's a boss fight, essentially. Like every fight can almost one round you. It's tough. It's real tough.
When we both played when this first came out, were we playing on hardest? I think we were, and it wasn't balanced, right? Like
came out, it was bugged.
Okay. Oh, that's right. It wasn't.
Yes, when the game came out, the hardest difficulty, there were issues in the back end where many of the encounters weren't properly being the hardest. Level scaling was bugged, and then most importantly, there were a lot of unbalanced classes. So there were some like gotcha abilities that have all since been retuned and rebalanced. In fact, what's kind of funny is I 100%ed the game, and when the first DLC came out, I went back and I said, "Hey, let's play the first DLC." So much had changed that not only did I not even know how to play my character, but I got absolutely steamrolled by the first combat encounter.
Oh, man.
And that's when I was like, you know what? I can't do this. Like, I'm gonna have to replay the game. Like, so much has been changed and different. Like, I need to do this from the beginning. This is, yeah.
All right.
That's why I haven't played DLC yet.
Yeah. Fuck, that actually is mighty appealing. I might have to. How much DLC? They put out a lot of DLC, right? Like, there's 3 big DLCs.
3 DLCs out. They've all apparently gotten good reviews. And what's also really cool is in addition to the DLC, they are/have remade like the ship part of it. Tons of new items and stuff have gone in. They've also added mega boss battles. So giant raid-like bosses that are specifically there to give a challenge to high-end endgame players. Boats and stuff respawn in the ocean now, so you can no longer clear the ocean. Like tons and tons. And they've basically, the last year for PoE 2 has essentially been another year of development. Like it's been pretty wild how much Obsidian has been dumping into it. And now, of course, with the turn-based mode on top of all that stuff, it's just kind of like, my lord, guys, slow down.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the DLCs.
That's crazy. Someone in chat also said that it's getting a console release on Switch. So that's also fucking rad. That goes playing that on playing that on Switch with turn-based mode on. That sounds like a lot of fun for sure. I might have to grab that for any plane flights in 2019.
Oh, and just real quick while we're on it, I got the question: do you need to play PoE 1 to understand PoE 2? You don't necessarily need to, but it's really important to mention that the Pillars of Eternity 1 saved game at the end can be imported into PoE 2, kind of like Mass Effect back in the day. And there are literally hundreds of things that carry over. Yeah. Like hundreds of different things carry over from PoE 1 to 2. And some of them you can't get if you like manually do your story. So yeah, it's I would definitely recommend playing PoE 1 before 2. Yeah. It's also a great game. PoE 1 is just awesome.
Yeah, I actually did not play PoE 1 when I played PoE 2 and did the whole like answer these questions to fill in the story for PoE 1. And it was fine, but I could definitely see where like having that stuff expanded would put more weight on the situations and questions.
You also get to know a lot of the characters in PoE 1.
That
like
as well.
the lead character, one of the lead characters in PoE 2 is pretty prominent in PoE 1. And you really get to know him in that one and get his backstory and stuff. And then like PoE 2 is like continuing the adventure with him.
Yep.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yep. So you don't have to play it, but it's probably worth your while, especially if you want to be invested in the game. It's like playing Kingdom Hearts 3 without playing the others. Maybe not as bad.
How dare you? How do you even suggest that?
I'm just trying to relate. I'm all about the relating here. The games to games. Also,
I just like saying PoE over again because it starts to sound like onomatopoetic. PoE.
Yeah,
like a sound effect.
I like saying it because people are like, "Are you talking about Path of Exile or Pillars of Eternity or Plains of Eidolon? What are you talking about here?"
Yesterday in my title, I had big PoE 2 news tomorrow.
Oh God! Did you get a lot of? Is there a Path of Exile 2?
Like immediately enter like. What is going on? When did this like? Where do I go to get more info? And I'm just like,
yeah, that's how it goes. And more depressing news. Jason Schreier, who's actually been making a lot of waves lately. He's the news editor at Kotaku, but he tweeted that apparently BioWare has tried more than once, quote, more than once, to make KOTOR 3 happen. So that's depressing that EA is just like, no, it's not going to sell well. The gamers wouldn't like, you fucking assholes. put the goddamn game out.
We're not going to make Coda 3. See, we got this game coming out called Battlefront that everyone's going to love.
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah, fucking.
I mean, say what you want, but wouldn't Battlefront KOTOR? Yes, great series, iconic, blah blah blah. But even with all of that, Battlefront would probably sell more worldwide.
Oh, it probably
Don't
will.
you think?
Yeah. Probably. It depends on KOTOR has like a pretty big fan base, like a pretty beloved fan base.
I'm gonna be honest here. That's debatable.
Yeah.
That's not a black.
I think so.
That's debatable. I mean, KOTOR. People have been wanting a new KOTOR for decades. So if they were to put like real marketing stuff behind it, yeah, I if they were to bring it out for consoles, streamline a little bit, bring it into the new age, I think it could have competed with, especially Battlefront 2. Battlefront 1 with all the shit with Battlefront 2 and everything. Like I don't know how well it sold, but I heard it was way under projections.
Yeah.
So I mean, the idea of making a KOTOR 3 instead of a Battlefront 2, I don't know, man.
I think that
Battlefront 1 maybe not, but Battlefront 2, I think it could have probably.
Yeah, I think just the idea of a good Star Wars game would probably do well on it, even if it was a JRPG where fucking anime characters came in and it was about the darkness and light, Zeke. It would probably do well just because it has a Star Wars name attached to it. So, it could be argued.
Sure.
You know what, guys? Sometimes we need to remember our age. To answer the person in chat, KOTOR is Knights of the Old Republic. And KOTOR was, there were two of them that were made back in the day, and they were basically like actual Star Wars small party RPGs. Yep. They were really cool, small group, very, very versatile story where you could like be good or evil. Like they were really, really cool old school RPGs. If you're a Star Wars fan and you've not heard of KOTOR games, even in their current state, they're considered pretty damn cool. So that's what KOTOR is.
Here's the original trailer, by the way.
And also, like, the Knights of the Old Republic means, like, it takes place before, like, all the movies, right? Like, even before the prequel.
Is
that right?
They were never really canon. Like, even when they came out, they weren't super canon. Like, back then, they didn't really...
canon. I'm just saying, like, the time period they were set.
Oh, I don't know enough about Star Wars.
4,000 years before. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Which means why I bring that up and why it's important is because you are doing a completely new adventure with almost nothing that you recognize, or no characters that you recognize. They can do whatever they want with it, and it's fucking awesome. I had so much fucking fun playing it, and I didn't much care for Star Wars games, but this one is definitely like an RPG lovers. Like, you have to play it. It's fucking that good.
Yeah, I would agree. It's good. I don't think we'll ever see a third one, but you know, we'll keep the hope alive.
Well, I mean, I think they're packaging up KOTOR 3 with Half-Life 3, the new Tool album, and what else? What else have we been waiting for years?
Those are probably the big three, I would say. Maybe the next Game of Thrones book, maybe thrown in there.
Oh yeah, there you go. The next Game of Thrones book.
Yeah, that might fit. What else? Just a couple more news stories. Resident Evil 2.
Warcraft 4, there you go.
Yeah, Warcraft 4. Yeah. WoW 2. I mean, we'll just start putting the pipe dreams on there. Why not?
Skate 4, yeah.
Yeah. Resident Evil 2 reviews are starting to come out, and apparently it's fucking good. I didn't play the demo. I know you guys didn't play the demo. I know Code specifically is going to play the full game, but waited to play the demo. So yeah, reviews are good. A lot of people are saying it's the definitive way to play Resident Evil 2. There was a lot of hyperbole out there in some of the reviews, so it's looking like it'll be a good time on Friday for those streams, because apparently the game's really fucking good. So
also, a couple quick notes. If you bought it on Steam, you can preload it right now. The preload is live.
Okay.
And also, there is now an official timer on the Steam one as well. It looks like it will be going live midnight on Thursday. So Friday at 12.
Same time as console. That's good. It's good they're not doing like a bullshit noon release on Friday or whatever that sometimes happens with Steam games.
Quick side note, just while we're talking about preloads, the Anthem preload is up now too.
Oh, on Origin? Nice. Okay.
Well, kind of weird for anyone that wants to do that. If you own Anthem, you can't get the download for the trial on the 25th. You have to go to the store page on Origin, and there's a button that says "Try it now," and you click that, and then that will put the demo in your game library, and that's what you download.
Okay, fucking EA. Shit is so goddamn complicated sometimes. Wait, so for clarification's sake, do you get access to the VIP demo if you buy the game outright, or is it only for EA insiders or whatever the fuck? EA
I don't have my
access.
card with me right now, so
Okay.
I'm gonna need to reference the literature.
Yeah, because I have EA access, and I think that gets VIP access, but I don't know if I buy the game if that gets access.
I think if you have Origin access, they actually like you don't have to buy it or something.
Right, you
Like,
get it
it's
for
been-
free. Well,
Yeah.
you get it for your $15 a month thing.
Yeah.
Which this is going to sound super sellouty. The EA access thing is pretty good. Like there's a lot of value for $15 a month in that.
If you play enough games off of Origin.
Exactly. That's the caveat. Yeah, because I got it.
If you paid it for 3 months, you've essentially bought a game from them.
Right, and that's what I did with Battlefield V or 5 or however the fuck you want to say it. Yeah, I grabbed EA access and never actually bought Battlefield. So
Also, the amount of money that they're going to make for people that go, man, this is a great deal, and then never play any games and forget they signed up for it is probably going to be in like the top 10. Yeah, it's going to be like 10 figures plus.
I've given them 75, I think, right now because it's been 4 months since however long Battlefield's been out. So it's a good thing if you use it and don't forget about it. Those are the two caveats. What else is there? Oh, I think you actually watched this stream, so we can talk about it. Warframe did a 2019 roadmap. What can you break into that a little bit? I know it's probably a lot, but the quick news.
They basically like the Warframe guys are pretty good about letting us know what's coming, but this is in the very short time I've been playing Warframe. This was the first time that they actually did like a long off roadmap, and it was basically like the amount that they crammed into an hour show was pretty impressive. Like Steve straight pulled out a whiteboard and started like sketching out like line by line all the things. I don't know if you have a screen cap of that board because that's where basically it is.
Working on
They've
it.
announced basically what they're doing all year. They've got a bunch of new content coming. They've got new frames coming. They're reworking systems. They have new tile sets they were teasing, like tons and tons and tons of stuff. I honestly would get more into it, but look at that booty though. But it's the kind of thing where, I mean, you probably want to watch it because they break it all down into in-depth. They break it all in-depth down. They have new war stuff coming, which is really cool.
JP.
About Railjack is coming. The new Wolves of Saturn sounds really interesting.
I want to rub his head.
I know, right? Full disclosure. Oh, there we go.
Oh, damn it. He left.
Here, we'll do
Go. He left. There we go. Let me just.
Can you get his
tickle
chin?
ear, tickle his nose. Oh.
Move it,
There
hold
we go.
on.
There we go.
There it is. Oh, there it is. Who's a good guy?
Yeah, he liked that.
Oh,
He liked
look,
that. Look at that. Look, he likes it.
Okay. Anyway.
Jesus
Nailed it.
Christ.
Full disclosure. If watching a Warframe developer stream, do not make a drinking game around that guy laughing. It will not end well.
The bald man?
Yeah, no, Steve. That's Steve, the guy at the whiteboard right there.
Oh,
He's
okay.
awesome. He's one of the big producers. And yeah, we made a drinking game around him laughing, and he is a jovial character, chat. Oh my lord. He's a great dude, but man, that one was a little bit rough. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. So lots of great stuff coming to Warframe as always, like the Digital Extreme guys. What's really cool about the dev streams watching the Warframe things, these guys are so passionate about what they're making. They want to deliver like an awesome game. They want nothing more than their fans to have a good time. You can tell that like they never really talk about financial stuff. It's never about sales or anything like that. They're always talking about like what's exciting for you, what should you be pumped about that's coming, and what are we changing because you've asked us to. And that's basically every dev stream. So it was a great stream. You can watch it on the twitch.tv/Warframe if you want to check it out. It's only an hour long. It actually goes really quick. And they have lots of reveals on it as well. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, I think to expand on that too, I would think that most devs are that way, but they can't do what these guys are doing and get in front of a camera and say that type. Because like, I think there was a joke compilation video going around of the Warframe devs just saying and doing stupid shit. And like if like an EA, say if like the Anthem guys went and did that type of stuff, they'd probably be fired. Like the suits would just be like, you have to stop fucking talking like that. Just you're done.
And another big thing is it's the thing that really sets DE apart. And I should say many companies, and DE is just a good example of them, is they're developing a relationship with their community. It's not just a group of people in a building that then make a cool game and then make you pay money for it. Like these guys actually work to have a relationship with their players through TennoCon, through their constant interaction on Twitter. It really, it's a different kind of company when you have one that is just doing their own thing and churning out software, or one that is fundamentally trying to connect with the people that are buying and giving them money.
Yep.
Buying their software and giving them money. So it's cool. And the older I get, the more important that distinction becomes.
Yeah.
Well, and also it behooves them to do that because the game is essentially free to start. Like it's free to play at the beginning, so they have to. It's beneficial for them to once the doors are open to say like, hey, look at all this free stuff you can get. There's also stuff you can pay for, but we'll keep giving you free shit. Like you'll get free shit as time goes on. But it's kind of like how Twitch works. It's like you can watch any of us for free every day. But, if you like it enough, you'll throw some money at it.
Yeah.
Yep. And I love that. It's because for this particular reason that that's not the reason I give it money, but it's the reason I don't feel bad when I do.
That's good.
Exactly.
That's good.
That's a really good way to say it. It gives more value to the same amount of money. You can give $40 and get a piece of software for it, or you can give $40 to Warframe and be like, not only am I getting something for it, but I really like these guys and I want to support them. And it's like that's a little bit of extra on that purchase. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Makes the money move further.
Oh yeah, yeah. This next and last little bit of news is only happening because I just want to see Coast squeal on air for the next 4 minutes. This is the Metro Exodus weapons trailer that I actually didn't know existed, but I was watching Co yesterday before Court of Swords. This game looks pretty good, like both graphically and just gunplay wise. It looks fun to just shoot people.
Can I start now?
Yeah, go ahead, squeal.
Oh, I'm so ready for this game. Dude, this trailer was awesome. Like, I knew there was going to be weapon customization. I had no idea that they were going this far with it. Because I've been kind of on a somewhat Metro blackout. The only real Metro stuff I've looked into was the cinematic story trailer. I watched that with you guys a couple days ago. And then I watched this yesterday on stream as well. And, oh, man, it looks... Oh, I cannot wait for this game. I cannot wait for...
This is Metro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like...
You're in a cave.
Super depressing and dark and like,
dude, this one is
not all gray or anything. Like,
you get like a lot of it's on the surface. You fight through forests and stuff and in desert areas. Like this is when our team is like coming out of the metro, and yes, like the premise is that there's this train full of survivors, and you kind of have to keep them moving and keep them alive, from what I understand, and like you're constantly changing position and stuff. And again, this is very like. It may not be anything about that. I'm just going off the very little I'm getting from these small preview videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's very much more of a kind of like overlandish story in this one. It kind of takes you to a bunch of different places.
This has probably been said before, but this seems like what Fallout 76 should have been. If like it looks like a little bit like it reminds me of Fallout. Like the first thing I saw was like, this isn't Fallout, but it reminds me of it. Because of like the weapon customization and the kind of the apocalyptic kind of look of the world, just at a glance.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it looks way fucking better and cooler than Fallout.
If you told me this was a next gen engine for Fallout, I'd say really? Like I could see.
I'd say that franchise might have a chance now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you removed all the Metro assets here, I'd be like, okay, I could see that. It's pretty looking. Yeah.
And listen, that guys, it was at a glance. It was my first, like, when it popped up, I looked at it and I went, I know this isn't Fallout, but it kind of has that feeling. Because, I didn't immediately think it was Metro because my impression of Metro was how dark and dank and like all washed out it was, and like it was all shadows. Like this is like, look at this, it's daylight, and it's, you know, it looks, you know, like semi bright.
Yeah,
which is something that is a bit like it's positive. It's a positive change. Maybe not change, but like it's a positive.
I mean, like that shot right there.
Yeah.
Look how long away that guy was when he took that sniper shot. To think like how much area that we're going to be able to work with now in this game. It's a different Metro game. Like we really haven't had a Metro game.
Yeah.
Like Zeke said, it wasn't kind of claustrophobic and you were constantly being pushed forward and stuff. And now we have this more kind of like sandboxy Metro on top of this awesome like customization system. Yeah, it should be pretty interesting.
It looks good. This is
It looks
totally
fun, I think is what I'm trying to say. Like fun.
I would agree. This is totally a me thing, but I really hope that they ship this game with a benchmark, because I still to this day use the Metro Last Light benchmark as a way to, like, if I install new hardware, it's always, all right, let's go see what type of FPS we get in this thing. Because it still pushes the limits for most, I think, systems. And with this launching, this is like RTX launching with RTX, right? That's in there.
I believe it is. Yeah.
Okay.
It was in the preview stuff from Nvidia, so we think it's going to be. But yeah, we'll see. I still need to get 2080 installed. My lord.
Yeah, this might be the first game that actually utilizes it. Yep. So I would recommend it. I hope that they showcase RTX in a way, that's a big fucking bear, in a way that hasn't been shown before. Because I remember they're doing something with like shadows and the way that some
shadow
like
of cold.
Yeah, something like that. It looks fucking cool. That comes out at the end of February, right, Co?
February 15th.
Cool.
And the official Twitch sanctioned Co-Carnage Metrothon will be a few days before that.
Nice.
For anyone that wants to see the 2 previous Metro games.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I don't think that there's any other really news. There's a story trailer for Far Cry New Dawn, but who cares? I mean, it's fun. I'm not I didn't see this. We can watch.
Are you saying it's boring because it takes place in Montana?
Yeah.
Jerk. Not like Montana's boring. Oh wait, yeah, it is. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. This is the Anthem VIP demo trailer that just came out, so I guess this is what's going to be playable this weekend. I hope this is good. We've been saying that for like the entirety of our 2019 shows, but I hope we come back in, I guess, 2 weeks, because we're taking next week off, and we're just like, man, that Anthem demo was pretty fucking fun. It looks pretty good.
Well, in 2 weeks we'll have played it at that point.
Oh, right? It's out then, right?
The early access, it comes out the 15th, which is the same day Metro releases. So I'll see you in a week after that.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll jump in after the fact. It'll be good. Hopefully. That's the
better be good. Mass Effect died for this. Wow.
I know, right?
Oh, and of course, N7 Nomad. I N7, yeah. So yeah. Do you like Mass Effect? Are you a fan?
It's sad.
I have to admit, I'm still cautiously optimistic about Anthem. I'm looking. I think I'm gonna dip it. Like, I'm playing RE2 all day on Friday, but I think I'm gonna dip in for like an hour just to see how it is, just to see how it feels and how it plays.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of the recent videos have made it look pretty cool.
I agree.
Make it look more like an action RPG than like a Destiny style shooter, and that might be enough to keep me interested. Like, the thing that I keep thinking about is playing that Infiltrator. Like, if you see how much the Infiltrator moves around, that reminds me of almost like a Ninja Gaiden game a little bit. Like, he's like, his main move is bursting up into the air and then spiraling down and hitting an enemy, getting in a few quick melee hits, then bursting to the left and bursting out and then bursting back up and finding another enemy and doing it again. Like, it seems... Oh, is it Interceptor? Oh, I'm sorry. I said Infiltrator tonight. Interceptor, whatever. But yeah, that kind of gameplay looks completely different from something like you'd play in other games. And the Storm looks kind of interesting too. I don't know. Like, I'm again cautiously optimistic. I hope.
Yeah,
it's good.
I'm trying. I think I tweeted out after they put out the like part 1 of some series of trailers or videos that they're putting out, and I was like, this actually, I'm kind of excited to play this. But I hope the other thing is that VIP demo is, which is a stupid thing to hope. I hope it's not a demo. I hope it's not 30 minutes of play that you just start doing the same mission over and over. That's probably what it's going to be. Did I see what?
So BioMark Era,
Okay.
he's been giving a lot of great information, and he actually put a tweet out saying what to expect from this demo coming out on the 25th.
Uh-oh.
There's no tutorial, very short. A bunch of the systems are not finished or finalized. I think you mentioned there was like one quest to do, and the rest was like open world exploration. And the thing that is making a lot of people worried is that he says at the bottom, like, PC controls have not been tweaked yet or something.
Oh.
And I remember that a lot of people said that there were some major control issues on the PC during the last like little sneak peek. So I'm really hoping that that's been tightened up for this one, because if it feels sluggish, like that's an instant deal breaker, man. I mean, I hate saying it, but
it has to be fast.
Yeah, if the controls aren't responsive in a game like that, like that's a deal breaker.
Hype meter's going down. We're losing points. We're losing.
I know. Well, again,
But here's
this is just for the demo on the 25th.
Right.
So
yeah.
apparently this stuff has been fixed for what we'll see on the 15th, but it's kind of hard to make can't really get hyped for the 15th if what you play on the 25th is not really that good.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Yep.
But here's the thing, and I railed on this, and actually I got a lot of comments, oddly enough, on my rant about this, but try and go into it with a blank slate. No preconceived notions. Don't go into it wanting to hate it. Go into it, try and be subjective about it, like if you can, because I would.
Man, that's
I really want it to be good. I want it to be so good.
That's such.
Give it the old college try, man.
Going into it with removing all other preconceived feelings about it, that's a task, because it's like EA's attached to it. Everything Code just said about a developer talking about what's going to be in it. The fact that the flying controls are going to suck. And then on the other side, the fucking trailers looked really good. It might be kind of good. I'm kind of looking for a game to just be able to boot up at night off stream and just play and have fun and have something to work towards in terms of gear and stuff like that. So I think it's almost impossible to go into games nowadays with no unless you're just going in 100% blind, which is very hard to do to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the stream.
Yes. Yeah.
And I understand everybody saying, but it's EA, Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Am I the only one among us? Am I the only man or video gamer among us who wants this game to be the turnaround point for EA?
Oof.
More importantly,
turns its face to the sun and puts its best foot forward and changes everybody's mind.
I hope for that, but not for EA, for BioWare. I hope to God that this is not the whimper of a dying BioWare.
Right.
I'm so if this is the last product by them, that would be so unfortunate. Considering it's not their specialty. They're not good at doing it. Like, it's never been what they've done. Like, it's this kind of thing. So it'd be like, this would be the worst thing to go out on. It'd be like if an opera singer went out because their new rock ballad didn't, sell well or something.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so frustrating. Anyway, real quick. So how's the Anthem demo going to be different from the game? We start you in the middle, no tutorials, no pilot picker, which I think is the customization system.
Okay.
Balance is super different. Economy is completely different. 6 weeks less bug fixes. Only one story arc. The main mission stronghold free play balance will be off a bit. Slightly less nuanced PC controls. And we've renamed a few things for clarity in the main game.
Jesus.
So outside of that,
try our new popsicle flavor, but we're just going to give you the stick. That's it.
Man, like, I wonder if the PR people are just screaming at whoever tweeted that, because there wasn't a positive.
That's Mark Dara. He's like one of the head honchos at BioWare. He's the executive producer of Anthem and Dragony.
I guess the opposite is, at least he's not out there saying like, this is the greatest fucking game ever, and it's gonna like he's setting expectations, which I guess is
and
nice.
to their credit, he's trying to exactly like you just said. To their credit, they're really working to set expectations.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're letting us know in black and white exactly what's going to be going on here. So when I honestly don't know why they're doing it, because the thing that is a little bit confusing is if you are releasing a subpar version of what you're trying to sell 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Why? Like why would you potentially put a bad taste in people's mouth before the game comes out? Like
I don't
know.
know versus the experience. Like,
it's almost like the fault
of putting out the demo.
Yes. Yeah.
Hopefully will outweigh like how like buggy the demo actually is. Also, I really, really want to say this, and chat mentioned this like several times, that it's nice to see that much honesty. That's like, seriously, like, kudos for that. I applaud that. Thank you for that. I mean, I made a shitty analogy, but for real though, please keep doing that. That's a positive step.
It's much better than what Bethesda did, which is basically drop a half-finished product on us as a beta, and then basically tell us it's almost done, and then sell the exact same product for $60 a couple weeks later. So night and day. Credit where it's due, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see.
For the people in JP's chat that are asking for a link to that tweet, I will get it for you here in just a second.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. How long? We got about 10-15 minutes till break. That sounds like enough time to talk to Ko about these amazing bosses he's been fighting, because I heard you've been having a fun time with Birth by Sleep bosses. Why are you playing that game on Proud, man? You're hurting yourself.
No, JP, what you should be asking is, why are you playing the game on Proud without any grinding whatsoever, without understanding the meld system or having key defensive abilities, and then banging your head against the final boss for almost 3 hours? That's the question.
I didn't know that you weren't grinding. So you're okay. I see what you're doing. You're racing for completion because it's so close, but you're not grinding, and it's on Proud mode where you basically have to.
And the thing is the first character of BBS, his name is Terra. I honestly wasn't really feeling him. Super slow.
Yeah.
The character's voice actor was like a cardboard piece of cardboard. I was not really feeling it. So when I got to the last boss, I was like, all I need to do is beat this guy, and I'm done with this character. That's what I kept telling myself. Like, this is it. And people told me for literally all the 2 hours and 40 minutes it took, like, you need to go grind. You're not supposed to be doing it like this. You're under leveled. You don't have once more. Like, you don't have any offensive abilities. Like, what is this guy doing? Like, there were people in chat at one point we had to time people out for 24 hours because this one guy was like, does he understand does he know how to play the game? Like, he's not supposed to be doing this. Can a mod please tell him this isn't how you're supposed to play the game?
Yeah.
Like, over and over and over. But here's the thing. Every so often when I play games that are difficult, I get into this mode where it's like, there's 1,000 things I could do to make this easier. There's 100 different ways I could do this boss and different strategies I could use. But there's one way that I want to beat it.
Right.
And it's exactly what I'm doing right now. So, because I can see myself beating it this way, and at this point, it's a personal challenge, me versus the game. Like, it's not what can I do to make this easier, or where can I go grind to make it an easier experience. I want to beat it exactly how it is.
What is this?
This is Terra versus Spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The final.
I was wondering if this was the one with the X, Jim Carrey Xbox like that song.
No, this is not Sephiroth.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. Have you seen
this? It's a little. Well, you know what? Actually, I'm not even going to say what fight this is because it is kind of a big spoiler. Because honestly, my favorite part about this dude's story was everything that's happening right now in the game.
It's the best part of all three stories, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's actually really badass. When I kind of realized where they were going with it, I was like, "Are you serious? Like, are we actually doing this? Because this is kind of cool. It's like really adult and kind of cool." So that was kind of fun. But the thing about this fight that makes it so insane is, first of all, this guy has multiple moves that can just kill me. Like if I'm swinging my sword and he does a particular move, I am dead. That was one big part. Also, he's super fast. The arena is bigger than the lock-on camera. So if I back enough away from him, then my camera will start spinning the wrong direction. And if he does a certain move during that time, I'm dead. It was insane. It was an absolutely insane fight. And I think I died. Somebody in chat said like over 80 times. I had to learn. I learned the entire every in and out of blocking in this game. Yeah. I learned in this fight. But yeah, it was insane. But I got to admit, I love doing stuff like that because just like I was saying the entire time, it felt so good when I beat him.
Yeah,
like
it's a Dark Souls thing. It's very much the Dark Souls feeling of
oh my lord, man!
Spamming
it was
boss,
like it was like lifting 300 pounds of weights off my shoulder, and the skies opened up, and a giant beam of light came down, and I bathed in it. Like, oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Have you started Aqua's story, by the way?
Oh.
Did you start
Yeah,
that
I
this
started
morning?
off this morning. I finished Ven's yesterday. Ven's was a oh my god, night and day easier.
Yeah.
It was a pushover. And Aqua's has been good so far as well. So I'm doing Aqua today. If there's any time after the show today, I'm gonna do some more Aqua, and then tomorrow I'm hoping to kind of wrap it up. But I've got this other game that I'm wanting to play a little bit more of before Ari comes out called Desolate.
Yeah, we'll
another
talk about that after the break because I was
Yeah.
watching you play it yesterday. It seems pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to do the secret stuff, secret ending? Because that you
I'm
might.
going to watch the secret ending.
Okay, good
somebody
call.
informed me that there was a specific report in a level that I can't redo that I may have missed.
Fuck.
So if that's
Okay.
the case, I'm just gonna watch it anyway. My plan right now is finish Aqua Story, watch the endings I didn't get, recoded, watch DDD stuff, back cover, then point two,
Yep.
and then I should be ready.
You should play point two. It's short enough. It's,
Oh yeah, I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm going to play point two. Yeah, it's only like 2 or 3 hours. So
Yep.
that'll be probably the day before Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. From the looks of it.
yeah, which I mean, it's 2 years ago the engine the Kingdom Hearts 3 used, so it'll that's a good mix. That's a good mix. Yeah. I was when you were fighting this guy, you didn't have any problems with Arrakis. This is the last thing because Arrakis for me was the motherfucker in this game.
Oh, I did have a little bit of trouble with him.
Okay.
But not too much. There's a certain flow to the Arrakis fight that if you can kind of get it down, then it'll put Arrakis into this very predictable set of moves.
Sure.
And I found that out relatively early, and then it was just an issue of like learning that part of the fight, and I was able to break it down from there.
Yeah.
But
was the
without
hardest
getting
one
that
for
little
me.
pattern down, like it was pretty brutal. Like he's a quick guy with lots of long combos. So yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty brutal. This fight was exponentially harder for me.
Okay.
But again, like I went into this fight, I didn't even have once more.
Oh,
Like I
fuck.
didn't have many key defensive abilities. I only had like 5 or 6 permanent passives on me, and like 2 of them were treasure things. So like again, I was rushing it. I can't really say it any differently. I was rushing it on
Sure.
crowd mode.
Yeah.
Is the last thing you want to do. I later found out. So yeah,
That's
there's that.
tough. That's tough. All right. Well, let's take our break. We'll come back, talk Desolation, potentially finish up CD. Well, you're continuing CD Ramathon, but at least cover the stuff that we haven't yet. Maybe throw some Indie Sunday stuff in there or indie games. 'Cause I think we have like 1 or so to go, and then we'll call it a stream, or maybe none. I don't know. We'll look. I'll look during the break, and we'll talk about it when we come back. So don't go anywhere. More drop frames coming up right after this. We'll see you guys after the break. Be right back.